Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. It is time to go through this summer 2025 Trashy Journal. I'm calling it finished. I didn't do much with the cover, but that's okay. But on the spine I have all these just ragtag pieces of leftovers, and just I like to have a few fun things dangling around. And the raffia that I did have on the third signature to as a attachment, I had to replace with that yarn because it was starting to rip and tear. So that was an easy fix. And then I just used that also as a part of the closure just to keep it contained, because it's kind of alligator mouthy. So, but it's really a fun thing. Look at how chunky that is. 3 signatures, 5 pages each. So, and when it's open, it's about 6 inches. The spine is 3.5 ish. And then lengthwise, the Swiffer box is about, let's see, 6, I think it's about 7.5, 8 inches. So if you need to know measurements, sometimes math is irrelevant in these kind of things. But I love all the things too, the different layers, the different levels. And these things, they become layer upon layer upon layer, which makes it fun. So let's get on inside of the book after I take a sip of my special drink here. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I started this in May, and it's now September, so it took me a while to get through this one, but there was some breaks in between, so obviously these things do take a while. Look at all this stuff in here. But most of this, not, I shouldn't say most, a lot of the things in this book are a direct result of having a toddler running around. Her influence is in here a lot, and also there's a lot of stuff for my protein journey, because my doctor says eat more protein, so I've got a lot of things about protein in here. Country Peach Passion Tea, I'm drinking some right now. Yummy. It is yummy. I add a little bit of sugar. Sometimes I leave it out in the sun and I get sun tea from it, but Jubilee likes it too, so does everybody in the house. It doesn't last very long when I make a jug. So also Jubilee likes beets, and so do I, so we have a lot of beets. We have beets in the house almost all the time. And that's the black and white is from a pasta package it's a pea based pasta, and it's okay. I can't say it's great, but another thing I did in here is add a little bit of my own creativity here and there, just a few pieces that just show my stuff. And then some quotes. I added some quotes that were meaningful to me. And then also, because it is technically a journal, it's a visual journal, yes, first off, probably more so than anything. But I have notes in here about why I have some of the stuff in here, in some places. Otherwise, it's just a lot of packaging from what we consume in our lives, and all the things that are in our consumption. So I had some fun with a few of the pages, and these tags. I had so many tags. I should count the tags. I don't know how many I had, but there's a lot of tags because so many of these pages end up being a pocket or a tuck or some sort of a flip. So there's added things that make each signature much more than just the 5 pages. So, which makes it fun. I like to have lots of things to look at. I like to have lots of color, a lot of interest, a lot of texture. I'm a tactile type of person. When I was doing scrapbooking, some people were going to digital, and I said, I need to feel the pages. I need to feel the bumps of the papers, and I need to write on the pages. And so I'm a tactile person. So this kind of activity just is right up my alley. So that's one of the things that I love about this book. And plus all the visual, I fixed the word resistance. I still don't know if it's ANCE or ENCE, but I fixed the S. I put the S back in there. Anyway, this book is just a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of experimenting, a whole lot of exploring, collage, and I used up a lot of my words, which was good because I have so many words. I want to just do a collage page just of all words. I just need to do that. Some of the words just don't even make any sense. So, but it's fun when I can gather around all the things, something that goes together. I made a whole bunch of word clusters once upon a time, and that was fun to have available. And I think I did a whole journal with word clusters back in 2023, I think. So yeah, Play-Doh Play to Grow. That's always fun. A little bit of gold shimmer on that tag and the back of it. My zinnias, they're growing kind of nice. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think they were gonna, but yeah, some deer got into our garden. Yeah, some days I'm feeling 40% off. That was one of my daughter's mailers, and was like, that's going in my book. But then I'm getting better. I'm feeling better with my health journey. So I'm just on the opposite page of that. So these kiwis were yummy, crushing on these. So that's kind of fun. And Crofter's Strawberry Organic. I didn't write it down, but I think I might go back, and I like to have bacon strawberry toast. And Chris does that, makes bacon sometimes. So there's my perfect peach. And these little tags have sayings on them. So those are fun to have just to look at afterwards, when I come through and look at this later on in life. Take a moment just for you. So that's what I'm doing with my tea. And here's a little note here. Lots of little notes on here on why I have what I have in here. Not everything has a note. It's just packaging. But in this page, I love all the stripes and black and white and fun, zany words. It's just a whole bunch of whatever. And I had a cold, so I was drinking some throat coat. And that cold was early spring, I think. Well, it couldn't have been, because May is when I started this, so I don't know. Anyway, and this is an interesting saying here. If you make the effort and have the energy and passion to pursue your idea, you can make some really amazing things happen. Kind of big if some days, But we keep trying, right? We don't give up. And especially when it comes to creativity. And then all kinds of stuff over here. And I need to write on here that this is fake sourdough, because it's fake. They just add vinegar. That doesn't make it sourdough. It doesn't have a sourdough starter. A lot of Jubilee's clothing tags. I love the black and white Jimmy John's tag right there. That is just cool packaging. Some peas. Oh, this stuff was awful. Plant-based white cheddar style macaroni and cheese. I thought I'd try it, but it was just disgusting. It was gross. We threw it away. It was disgusting. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe somebody likes it, but I did not. Just a little card with collage on it. And I did some sewing in this too. That kind of added. It was like 2 days I brought my sewing machine out to work on some tags and some things. And that made a lot of the things fun. And my washi tapes that I painted. Here's just one of those little pieces of reinforcement dot circle things painted on. Chris wanted cupcakes, so he got himself some of these. Copy ideas. You grow and learn. So hey, if any of these ideas spark your creativity, yay. It's kind of why we do things. Here's a little note about Jubilee Create sessions. We have so much fun. Sometimes she makes a big old mess, and then she'll just all of a sudden say, I'm done. I want to be done now. She stops and she leaves. I'm like, I got a mess now. Oh, well. Yeah, I had some old film strips, too, that are just laying around that don't mean anything. Yeah, there's more notes on my protein journey. And here's a fun quote that, I don't know, I got that probably from Instagram somewhere. I have a lot of encouraging words on my Instagram feed that I've saved. A&W root beer, yum. Annie shells and cheddar, totally better than that other better good stuff. Ugh. Somebody needs to call their manufacturer. Those little tags and those flowers I made one day. And just so many fun things. This is part of, I love this little quote. It's okay to enjoy where you are right now while you focus on where you want to be. And then here's a word cluster that I put together. But that's on the back of a masterboard that I just glued together one day. Juby and I started a couple of them, and I thought, let's just keep moving. And so I finished them off and made them be part of tags, which was really cool. More little notes with black and white stuff. There's more baby beats, and I like this little quote. Sometimes it's okay to disconnect from the world to connect with yourself. And a lot of times that's what this book is about, just connecting with myself, enjoying time to be creative. And the thing about time when you're doing this, it doesn't matter. All of a sudden, it's 2 hours later. If you have that amount of time, I sometimes don't, but and then these are small enough where you can get something done in a pretty short amount of time if that's all you have. So that's always something, to get something done, to have some success. And the little paper ruffles I made and my stickers. I have stickers all over this that I remembered that I had. Always choose adventure. And then having fun with these little tags. A little collage you can do in a very short amount of time. All kinds of little things in here. My flip kit. And just adding little things that I've had, things that need a home. And the notes on these, on our way to Oregon, we were in Nampa, and that's where that horse picture came from as well, a catalog from Visit Nampa. So that was at the hotel we stayed at. And I like that Scotch tape closure. And these acetate words, I have had them for a really long time, so I just cut up some of those and added those to tags towards the back of this book, and I'm glad I did because those are kind of cool. But I had to use packaging tape. So chomps, eat a lot of chomps for protein. Just throwing on some words here for a word collage. It kind of makes sense, but it doesn't. But that butterscotch chip bag still smells like butterscotch chips. So yummy. And I love all those stickers. This was one of the first pages that I did, and I added the good here recently. So just lots of little things, all kinds of stuff in here. And it was just a fun journey. I just pulled my cart supplies over and lose myself in the process. And that's kind of what Jubilee does when she starts creating. She gets lost in the process, has nothing to do with the end result. So in each page can be like that. So there's one of my stickers too that has a print on it from Suzanne Rose Art. She's got some free printables that you can get. And yeah, sometimes we don't use those coupons in time. So I just stuck it in here. This is more of my stickers, those squiggly lines. And those barcodes and UPC codes, they're so fun to have. Just add a little something here and there. Burger King. I don't think I've gone to Burger King once since I've lived in this town, and that's all I needed. That's all it deserved. Anyway, body glove. Oh, Jubilee's gone fishing, and she's actually caught a fish in we've got a little fishing pond close by at the park. Yep. This probiotic kombucha, it tastes really good, but it is too acidic for me. And then there's the signature yarn that I have instead of the green one now. So more protein. I use that on road trips because it's just easy. It does bloat me a little bit, so I don't know if it's the greatest idea. And the human bean. That's one thing fun we have here in town, and it's very successful too. I think it probably gives Starbucks a run for its money. Just another fun card. Let's party, have lasting memories. And I was just willy-nilly throwing words on here with my stickers. I've had that card around for a long time. So it's just lots of colors with the purple and the red. It's just yellows and really having a good time. And these cute little books. Julie loves these little books. I just added some of those stickers I have. And then these gold marks are from the paint pen. So that's a nice addition there on a little collage page. More Perfect Peach. Yeah, that's in here a lot. And more protein for me. So that protein isn't as good as Trevani, but it'll do in a pinch if I can't get to Trevani. And I like peaches on there. These are for painting, disposable gloves. If I do any oil painting, I don't want to get it on my hands. And sometimes if I do collage too, because of the glue. This is a great quote. Much of the artistic process involves ignoring rules, letting go of rules, undermining rules, and rooting out rules that we didn't know we were following. And that's from Rick Rubens. And there's a book out that he has. It's an art book of some sort. So no rules. Let's just throw the rule book away when we're doing this. And that's kind of what these books do, right? We can have this be whatever we want. And no two books are the same. So there's more stickers. The ones that I've made, those label stickers. And here's the back of the book. Just strips of packaging. And that is my lovely little 2025 Trashy Journal, made with all the elements of my life for the last few months and a little before. There's some things in there from earlier on. So I love how fluffy it is and how chunky it is, and I'm excited to get started on the next one. I'm going to do some clearing out of my stash, but oh, that fell off. That fell off of something. Maybe I'll glue that back in. All right, friends, that's it for this video. I hope it gave you some ideas. I love this book. I love you guys. Take care, and as always, God bless. Bye-bye.